Omar Best Collymore captured in St. Elizabeth. All right, so those of you who have been following this story would have recognized that the Gleaner on Tuesday, February 6, 2018, wrote a story and it read, Warrant issued for arrest of Omar Collymore in connection with murder of wife and cabbie. The story went on to indicate that police detectives obtained a warrant for the arrest of Omar Best Collymore in connection with the January 2nd murder of his wife, Simone. The police, the story said, warned Collymore to immediately surrender to them. Simone Campbell Collymore and Winston Walters, a taxi operator of Stillwell Road, were shot dead about 4 p.m. along Stanley Terrace, Red Hills, St. Andrew. They had just arrived at an apartment building where Collymore lived when four men traveling on two bikes rode up. Two of the men got off the bikes and opened fire multiple times, hitting the woman and the taxi operator. Campbell, Collymore, and Walters died on the spot. The Gleaner reported in this story that the woman sustained 21 gunshot wounds. A day before her funeral, Collymore was attempting to leave the island when he was stopped by the police at the Norman Manley International Airport. He was later questioned by investigators in the presence of his lawyer and released. It is understood that Collymore declined to answer hundreds of questions. Well, as the Gleaner reported, with a headline Wanted, a warrant was issued for the arrest of Omar Collymore in connection with the murder of his wife and the cabbie. Well, reports coming out of St. Elizabeth today is that Omar Best Collymore was captured in an operation carried out early this morning by the St. Elizabeth Police, and we have the details. We spoke to Superintendent Catherine Lord, Superintendent in charge of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, and we have the details right here at BOJTV. She also went on to indicate a number of success stories as it relates to crime in the parish of St. Elizabeth.
I'm Catherine Lord, Superintendent of Police in charge of the St. Elizabeth Division. This morning, the St. Elizabeth team conducted a targeted raid at a guest house in this division, and we were able to capture Mr. Omar Collymore, who is wanted for murder in the St. Andrew North Division, the murder of his wife and a taxi operator. It is saying to us that persons are coming into our space, but we want to say to those who intend to come that St. Elizabeth does not provide a safe haven for criminals. Once you're here, we will find you and we will take you in, and the law will run its course.
So was Mr. Collymore arrested?
Mr. Collymore was taken into our custody. He has been transferred to the custody of the St. Andrew North Police.
Any other information that you can release to us at this time?
Well, we want to encourage our citizens to be mindful of what is happening around them and to ensure that they put themselves in a position that they are able to protect themselves. And one way of doing so is by alerting the police to what you see happening around you. We're saying to persons, do not harbor criminals. It's an offense. And when we find them, we are going to ensure that the law take its course with all those who harbor them. St. Elizabeth has been doing very well since the start of the year. We intend to keep it that way. We want to say to our bikers who gave us a hard time last year, we had 21 fatal collisions. 11 of those were attributed to the bikes. Of that number, only 2 of those bikes had any documents at all. And we're saying to you, we're coming at you, and for the next 6 months in this division, we will not be entertaining any bike shows. We're going to use those 6 months to educate people, and we're also going to use those 6 months to seize those motorbikes that are operating contrary to the terms of the law. So we're saying we're making St. Elizabeth safer for all our citizens because we want this to be our model parish, and the team on the ground. I have an excellent team of police officers in St. Elizabeth, and we're going all out to ensure the safety and security of every single law-abiding citizen in this division.
So was anybody arrested in terms of aid and abetting Mr. Collymore?
No, the fact is that Mr. Collymore was staying at a hotel under a different name. So I would want to take it that the operators were not aware of who Mr. Collymore is. But then we also say to persons that you must pay attention to the wanted lists that are published from time to time so that you know who the people are that you're accommodating.
And so what do you say to persons out there? Because as you said earlier, a lot of persons are trying to come into the safe, not relatively safe parish.
Yes.
That were traditionally safe. What do you say to the citizens out here now who wants to give information to the police? How can they do that? And can you assure them that the information is confidential?
There are several avenues that persons can use to give information. We have 311, but I would want to give you a cellular number, 325-8764. That's my number. Call me. But when you do, please don't disclose to others that you have called me and what information you have given me. Just call me and give me the information and it will be acted on. I believe it's an opportune time for me to give an account of the stewardship of the police in the St. Elizabeth Division. To date, as compared to this time in 2017, we're seeing a reduction by 30 of all major crimes. At this time last year, we had 50 major crimes recorded. This time we have 20. When compared to last year, at this time we had 4 murders, and to date we are accounting for 3. We intend to, as best as possible, maintain that figure, whilst we know that murders are not main preventables. We're ensuring that we take back our space. We're ensuring that we have our widely publicized meetings with our communities, and we encourage all the citizens in this parish to participate in those activities. We announce when we will have our widely publicized meetings, and we're expecting that our citizens will come out and air their views and their issues and their concerns and put forward some possible solutions to those issues and their concerns. Remember that policing is a partnership. Policing cannot be done by the police only. It's everybody's business. So the safety and security of every person is everybody's business. So let us work it out together. We have recovered 6 firearms since the start of the year, albeit that one was locally manufactured, but it was recovered with a round. Now, it is saying to us that the guns are in our space, and all of us as citizens and as police have a responsibility to do something about it. If you know it, say it to us. You do not have to take on anything on your own. All you need to do is to give us the information. By our records, clearly, we are acting on all the information that we get, and that is what is contributing to our success in this division. Recently, we would have taken into our custody quite a few men who we gather from information and from them that they are not from our division, not from St. Elizabeth Division at all. Some of them, or most of them, are from Westmoreland and St. James. On Saturday, we sent 12 of those persons over to St. James for processing. We have been processing a few in our division as well. We're asking our citizens to be on the lookout. And when you see strange persons in the area, just make that one call, and we will act on that information.